Hi class, my name is Zach, and for this week I'm going to be presenting an article called The Science of Feedback. What is the right frequency of feedback in the workplace? We're talking a lot about feedback this week, and we talked about how to give feedback, but a question I kind of had after that was how often should we be either giving or receiving feedback to get the best performance from either our employees or out of ourselves. This article is actually written by a guy named John Windust, who is the CEO of a company called Cognology, and what this company specializes in are tools for businesses to collect feedback, manage talent, do assessments, and even some social networking tools and stuff. So really knowledgeable people, and he actually writes a pretty consistent blog on a lot of topics, concerning feedback. So if you have a chance, I'm going to throw a couple more links down below the main link to the article that I'm talking about right now. And if you have a chance, check it out. He does some interesting stuff, has a list of 15 surprising facts about feedback that I found interesting and think you guys might as well. So if you have a chance, take a look. But in regards to this article, there's actually a study done on about 800 insurance workers, and what they found was that something along the lines of a monthly feedback actually produces the best performance from the employees. The ones that were getting feedback less didn't have enough information to work off, and the ones that were getting feedback at a higher frequency than that actually were completely overloaded by the information that they got. So they saw underperformance because they were focusing way too much on the most recent feedback that they got when the most important piece of feedback may have been given to them several weeks ago. So they tended to overweigh the most recent feedback and often underweigh something that they heard a few weeks ago, that if they had worked on that a little longer, they probably would have seen much better performance. And it also turns out they did a quick study on how often companies have been giving feedback over the last few years, and turns out it's increased almost threefold just in the last 4 or 5 years. And I've actually seen this with my own company. When I showed up 3 years ago, it was yearly performance review meetings, and just in the last year we've upped that to 3, and there's actually even an option for more if I am feeling like I would like some more feedback and want to set up a formal meeting with my manager. The feedback tool that we use now actually allows me to request that. So it's pretty cool. It makes it kind of fluid to where I have a little control if I feel that I'm either not performing to the best, or I just have some questions and I want to have a formal meeting to kind of discuss that and get some direction, which is great. So that's about it for the article. My questions for you guys are, how often are you seeing or getting feedback at your work currently? Or if you're a manager, how often do you give feedback? And have you also seen this increase, or has your company been kind of more on the leading edge of this development where we're getting feedback more often? And secondly, if you completely had it your way, how often would you get feedback? Would you like it a little less than your company does right now, a little more? Maybe it depends on the time, the project that you're on or the kind of work that you're doing. So do you think it's better for it to be set in stone, every month, or should it kind of just be, a little more fluid where you kind of have some control, but maybe there's a minimum or something? So that's what I have for you guys. Can't wait to get into some discussion. Hope you found the article interesting, and look forward to talking with you guys. Thanks.